Okay, as obviously Darren is here, let's quickly have a look at that midweek competition picture. Today was originally for the midweek competition, so let's quickly have a look at it. We're not gonna take much time. Obviously, it's gonna be a very, very short one. So let's quickly have a look at this. Before I do that, all the haters, I'm not in zone 3, mate. Look at that. Okay, all of my ticket probably were in zone 1 or a little bit zone 3 or something. I mean 2. So 1 and 2, that's where it is. That's my closest. So not too bad. And these are that's my cluster right there. Even if I put it on the full res, as you can see, that's where I was. Slightly higher. Like if I went a little bit lower, I probably would have been a runner-up or something. But yeah, that's where I was. I got about £68 credit.
Look at that picture. You see the white? It's lower on his chin virtually.
Yeah.
But if the ball's further away, the white the eyes tend to float within that white circle.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the target from
then? Well, on the PC, I just downloaded it off
there.
You
can download it, Father Steve.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know when you right click on your when you're on
the result page, you can right click sources and then you can download the targets from there. So Darren, where do you think? Obviously, you don't have to spend much time. Just a quick one. You can just give us a suggestion. What do you think where it should be? And let's ask according to you, not a suggestion, by the way. I know Darren stopped giving his coordinate because of. I remember that day. I felt it that day actually because Darren used to always suggest coordinates, suggest as in share his thoughts, and people were what they used to do. They used to take their coordinates and be in zone 1 all the time and never appreciate it. And then the one day probably he was a little bit away, and then they were saying, "Oh, I wish I didn't listen to Darren, and I've lost my money and this and that." And after that day, he never. I
felt bad for that,
I felt it, Darren. Trust me, I knew exactly how it felt. But trust me, obviously, I've been doing this for a long time, and imagine what comments I get, and I used to get at the beginning. Oh my god, there was so many comments. There's so many things I don't even want to remember those. But people used to take the piss. And they used to say random things. And I used to say, if you don't like my video, don't watch it. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. But yeah, there you go. Now we have a good big community and we're all liking it. So that's all right. So one thing, obviously, I've realized that if you don't have haters, you cannot be famous. You cannot do anything. If you have haters, you're doing something right. I'm not saying I'm a famous guy or anything, but if you have haters, that means he's doing it right. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. Anyway,
it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, it's a case of there's people that they think it's rigged. They get pissed off because I've won, and they think that I shouldn't be playing. I said it on the YouTube video of me winning today. There's a guy that's Steve. Even thank you for defending me effectively. I saw it. I replied as well. It's the same guy that he's a brand new player, and again, I've said it. He won't trust BOTB. He won't know BOTB. He'll think it's a scam because I've won 3 times and all this crap. And it's a case of you play it week in, week out. You get used to how maybe the judges judge, and you start to get in your mindset of how they're going to judge. If you watch the judges' videos, some of them have got certain ways that they don't really change. I mean, they could be watching this now and they're going to be like, think again, we're going to mix it up now. But it's a case of, if you look back through all the comments, I'll always encourage people, safely encourage people. Don't bet your bloody house on it, Don't go bankrupt. Don't go stupid. That sort of stuff. Have fun with it, And Christian today, behind the scenes, he was saying, look, he wants people to play for fun, and when it's where it's not for fun, then that's when you've got some sort of issue, where you're getting frustrated, maybe that you you're putting all your hopes and prayers into just this one win sort of thing, and it's like just play for fun. You don't remortgage your house to try and win. It's one of them where if it's going to drop on your day, it'll drop on your day. It'll drop. But you see comments like that as well, and that's kind of where when people were saying, "Oh, look, Darren got zone 3, zone 2, or whatever," and it's like, "Oh, he's done shit this week or whatever." I'll openly admit it. You can't be bang on every week, because if you bang on every week, why aren't you winning every week?
Yeah. That's it.
I mean, I'm jealous. Fair play to you, but
Come, I've got a coordinate for you.
1 second. Yes, Darren, what's your coordinate, mate? If I don't win, you're gonna have to pay for all my tickets.
I've got a coordinate for you as well, Cam.
Okay, no
I want to see. I want to see. I want to see if my eyes are not as wonky as.
Only tricky bit about this is obviously, I know he just headed the ball or something. He just headed it, but how far is the ball is away from him? That's the thing.
He's
he keep coming up with
literally
very close to his head.
Personally speaking, he's literally just headed the ball.
Because he's still up in the air.
No, it's his eyes.
The way you're lining this up, my thought process is it's not there. Where your lines are, it ain't there, Cam.
Okay.
Just my thought process. But
where do you think it is? Like any suggestion?
Subconsciously, right? In the back, I've said this before. In the background, your brain sees something and it locks on, and it can't get it out of its head.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
But there's a big red blob right next to that player.
Yeah.
And it's going to be above that, on that crease.
Yeah.
Between the top crease.
Yeah, got you.
That those two creases of the top bit.
I kid you not, I was thinking the exact same thing. I kid you not.
You know what?
The exact same thing.
Cam, let me give you a coordinate, bro. 2417957.
2417.
Yeah. 957.
I've got one.
Okay. What about you, John?
2347.
2347.
1073.
1073. It's way too low, isn't it?
We don't know.
Cam, is yours the one in the top left?
Yeah.
Cam zone 3.
So he's trying to get zone 3 again, like before.
Or maybe low. You never know.
That looks like zone 5 to me. He did.
You never know.
All right. What sum is then?
I don't have a coordinate, but I'll do it now.
What about Darren? Have you got a coordinate?
I have. Yeah. Hang on. But this was a split-second look.
What are you doing?
Same as me.
Wednesday morning at midnight. So as soon as that picture was released, I put my dot. So I've got 3. You can have them. I can't play it. Don't blame me if you're in the wrong area, please. First one is 2332 1048.
See it. You weren't near me.
2338.
2332.
Yeah. 1048. Yeah.
1048.
I went 1047. Or was it
23.
37?
Yeah. Now that makes more sense. I mean, the obviously which is away from him. I understand that, but the high I meant. Yeah.
See the guy on the right, the blue guy. he's not really got much height to looking. I know he's very close, but if it was higher than that crease, just in line with that guy on the left's head, his eyes would just be a touch up, or his head would just be a touch back.
Did you say 1048 the height or 848?
No, 1048. I think.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, you said 1048. I've written it down.
Okay. Say that again. Then 2340.
2332.
Yeah.
1048.
Okay.
I went 1047.
You went 1073, Karen.
Sorry, 1073.
I've got your coordinate down here. Sorry.
Okay, makes sense.
It's near
Yeah, I
there.
mean, what I was thinking, I mean, while I was putting, I think, Imti's coordinate, he probably headed it down. Do you think? The ball?
That's a natural reaction when your head's going to go forward and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means it could be lower, where Darren and Imti and Sean went, as in, because
I've gone
looking
a
at
bit
his eye,
straighter.
it looks like it's still kind of semi-closed. That means the ball is very close to him, innit?
You see the top pixel that's out on its own.
Yeah.
My one.
That would be the maximum, if not just a smidge down, height. I wouldn't go anywhere higher than that. What they'll do is they'll see that crease on that background, the top crease and the middle crease, if you get my gist.
Yeah.
And they'll put it roughly in between them two, where those two dots are effectively. He's jumped and he's sort of jumping forward. The guy in the background, if you look, he's just peeking over his shoulder. So to me, it's if it was just above his head, he'd be looking more up.
Yeah.
I'll go on, Cam, if you want it.
Okay. That's my new coordinate based on a second look at it, which is 2245,996, but that's just me anyway, my typical zone 3. Yes, Father Steve, go ahead.
2347,
Yeah.
990.
Steve, same length. X. Yeah.
That's the ozone level, that one.
Yeah. Okay, Royston's coordinate. Let me just take that quickly. I'm not gonna take every coordinate tonight, guys, I'm afraid, but we will, based on that, we'll come up with the average, whatever coordinates that we take. Not necessarily has to be a calculator or anything, but we just come up with the average tonight. At least to give you a rough area where we all agree and offer you a good area to start playing, as they use it as a guideline and stuff.
I think you've hit the nail on the head with the sort of area that you're saying. I mean, I when I look at the high res on that one, the dream car, I know we're looking at midweek, so apologies, we'll go back to that in a second. I am taking coordinates. I looked at the high res and there was a touch of his eyes being dead straight, the guy on the left.
The blue guy.
And because he's got the crease on his forehead, as you said, they're not massive creases, so he's not looking up. He's sort of getting ready to, with the side of the foot, get the ball down. I might be a bit too sort of in front of the guy in red and black, but I thought it was a bit straighter as opposed to slightly down. But that was just my thought process when I looked at the high res afterwards.
Ross asking, did you look at his coordinate and what's your thought? Which is this one here.
The one that's lit up.
Yeah.
For me, you play where you are, mate. If that's your gut feeling, that's your gut feeling. But for me, personally, his facial expressions, it's a touch closer. It's a touch to the left.
Yeah. I wouldn't go that much to the right anyway.
Yeah.
That's why, remember, I went that close because I think it's just literally, He still heading it, just headed it, that kind of thing. Like, it didn't go that far. That's why I went so close before.
Have you ever?
Where I went.
Has any of you guys watched a film called Focus?
Yes.
She is stunning, by the way. That would be my perfect wife. But on there, Will Smith. Basically, it's all about gambling and all this sort of stuff. But Will Smith, he bets a guy that is at the football stadium, and what they do is they place subliminal messages all the way from the start of that guy's day, all the way through up until where they're gambling. And it was, I think the number was 55, and everything that he saw had 55 in it. Whether he noticed it or not, whether he took notice of it subliminally, even down to the pin on the bellboy's coat, driving through the town, it had all 55 banners and all this crap. And when they went and did a bet, he says, right, pick any player on that pitch and give me the number. Put it in your head, put the number in your head, and I'll guess it. And if I'm correct, I win. So he lost the first time, then he doubled it, and he looked again. And obviously the geezer that was down there was one of Will Smith's mates that was on the touchline, and he had his back to him, flashing 55. Subconsciously, he chose 55. His brain just went, it's that. I want that number, because they put 55 from the start of his day all the way throughout his day in certain positions and certain places on certain items all the way through until he got to that point. Your brain, your human brain, is automatically wired to do that. Whether you like it or not, it's doing it. Now, you look at this picture, for me, bang, straight away, red blob. Subconsciously, they're going to go, it's directly above that.
Yeah.
And no matter how many times I look at that picture, I'm like, red blob up. And anything in your life, whether it's BOTB or anything personal in your life, you get the feeling of deja vu. You'll get the feeling of, I've seen this before, because you've seen it before, or you've had that experience before unknowingly, and it's a case of these type of pictures. When you first see that picture, I've done this as a rule for myself. When I wake up in the morning, when that picture's released for the new DC or the new Midweek or whatever, I don't go on Facebook, because there's a couple of people that will put their thought of where that ball is straight on Facebook, on the BOTB community pages and all that sort of stuff. I mean, that's good, you're helping people, but I want to look at that page. I want to look at that picture with a fresh mind of no one else's input, and I want to get my judgment straight away and see what's in the background. And to look at the eyes and lock on to a certain position, and then that's where I am. It's a case of I've stopped moving my coordinates. Before I used to go, it's over here, or over there, and I move it at the last minute. And it's pretty much where I've found my position. I've done the height, top to bottom, left and right, and I've got my box. And it's a case of I used to do it dot by dot by dot by dot by dot, down, dot by dot, all the way through. And now it's a case of I got my box, my square of the height, left and right, and I just fucking spammed it. I just went, and that was that. If I won, I won. If I didn't, I didn't. It is what it is. There's so many pixels in that one area. Me and my mum, we'd phone each other and we'd talk about it. I'd even send a picture to my mum to get a second judgment of that first picture view, and me and my mum were bang on the same area near enough every week. Maybe smidge across, smidge over, smidge up, smidge down, or whatever, but we were pretty much bang on in the same area. And it's where you look at that picture for the first time and you don't want anyone else's input because that has an influence on your first glance of the picture.
Yeah.
I mean, by all means, check the stream out. You know, Cam's stream. I'll promote it to high heaven. And they cut that bit out, Cam. I swear down, they cut that bit out because today, when I looked directly in the camera, I shouted, "I guess I am a smart devil after all."
Did they?
And they cut it out.
They cut it.
Oh,
You didn't say anything about patrons.
No, I mean, Christian knows. He knows that these channels are about. You know, he knows that there's the BOTB communities and stuff like that. And I even said, you know, I feel like I'm on eggshells of when that video drops because I am going to get ripped. You know, and it's a case of a lot of people are going to congratulate. A lot of people are going to just rip me to shreds that I've won again and piss off, you know, let other people win and stuff like that. I play for fun, you know, and I mean, there's DC on Tuesday. You just think, right? If I won Tuesday, big fucking if, because it ain't, I won't, you know. If it did, then Jesus Christ. But if I did, within the next 3 to 6 months, if I won again, they'd be uproar. Yeah, they'd be uproar. BOTB would change the rules of how they play.
Yeah, probably. People will put in.
I hope it stays the same, how it stays now. You know, it's a case of because how they're doing it fair. In my eyes, they're literally doing it fair. Dream Car, if you win Dream Car, you get banned from everything for a year. Midweek, yeah.
Sorry to cut you, Darren. Cam, I've given you private message on the thing for the average.
Oh, have you? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry,
Darren.
Yeah, you've got the average.
Yeah, so you get banned for 1 year for everything on DC. When you play midweek, you get banned from midweek, only midweek. So you've got DC and lifestyle still to play. Now, I won lifestyle October. I got banned from it. I've won midweek today. I've got banned from it. I can still play Dream Car, and I'm in two minds. You know, do I play? Because a lot of people will be pissed, or do I just play? And if it happens, it happens. You know, it's a case of
Lady Luck.
You know,
play it, mate. Honestly, if you ask my person, play it because at the end of the day,
you play for fun.
You know, you play for fun, but it's also a case of, in my opinion, you know, if people are not understanding the game or people are not getting. I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, I'm never, as I said, always in that position where I'm getting runner-up and stuff. Sean's been runner-up, Cam's been runner-up. You know, yourself and Sammy have won it and stuff, and I know Dean's been runner-up as well recently. But at the end of the day, if BOTB felt that you were doing something dodgy or they felt that you shouldn't be playing, you'd be banned.
Yeah.
And I personally say, you know, you've given your input by showing Cam roughly speaking where you feel that the ball is. You're not telling people to go there.
You're not breaking any rules, is he?
Exactly, you're not breaking any rules. If people decide to go in that area and it's not in that area, that's not your issue. That's where you feel it is. If people want to play the game, they've got to play it themselves.
I mean, like I said it on, I can't even remember which one I said it on, whether it was Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, or whatever. I think it was YouTube when I was talking to that guy Steve was talking to. It was a case of, I literally saw on Wednesday a guy had won the national lottery for the 4th time.